Showing these bitches how to do it. Self-respect, I ain't hot, so then prove it. Believe it or not, swag is Ripley. Rock a skirt, long stock like Pippi. Wish that upon me like 50. Who is fucking with me? Language explicit but terrific. Ready for the war, but so frigid. Not the devil, but I'm burning spirits. Do it for the heavens in the sky like the bishop. If you don't like my critic, don't fuck with it. Cause I put an end to your shit in a minute on a snippet. You niggas can't fuck with me, admit it. You could be the past, prehistoric and exhibits. Sorry to offend you, but don't fuck with hypocrite shit. Candy Sandy killing all these bitches on your hit list. I don't deal with trash, I don't work for sanitation. I spit fire so I cause evacuations. Did you really think that you could make me run full? Welcome to my class, got a lot to learn school. I am what it is, what it is, what it do. I am on top of this shit. Did you really think that you could make me run full? Welcome to my class, got a lot to learn school. I am what it is, what it is, what it do. I am on top of this shit.
Right now, this is Andreas 13, and what I want to say to y'all right now is this. Today is the second weekend. We getting ready for Father's Day, in May, and we're getting ready for Juneteenth. And you know that we have a primary coming up. So we had a legislator who's in Nassau County. His name is Solanges. He's running for Congress, and he's having a primary in August. So he's coming up here today to one of our wardrobe sponsors of the show, Hush Jones Apparel. They're one of the sponsors of the show. So when y'all see me looking all crispy with them sweatsuits and all that, that's what you be having to watch. So we're waiting for Solanges to come up here, and we're going to talk about a lot of things. Little does he know, we're going to talk a lot of shit.
Good morning, this is Solanges, Nassau County Legislator. I'm here today in the beautiful communities of Nassau County. I am a Nassau County Legislator, and I am running to be your next Congress member. And it is my honor to be here this morning with the African American Media Network, talking to business leaders in the community, people who believe that if the economy is not working for them, they got to create their own economy. And that is the spirit of America, and that is the spirit of our community. And it is my honor this morning to talk with this good brother right here, doing the right thing in our community. And as a Congress member, I'm always going to support everybody doing the right thing in the community. And so it is great to be here this morning with you. Why don't you introduce yourself, tell us who you are and what you're doing.
Well, my name is Hush Jones. Well, actually, my name is Ty. Everybody call me Ty. Everybody know me from Hempstead. But my name is also Hush Jones, which is my company, Hush Jones. I started this back in 1999, so I have a lot of years in this. I had 2 stores, actually 3, and this business has been started to help me be able to be in my family life more. So basically, my brand is really representing family. This brand helped me to be able to be in my children's life. I have, and also my wife of 23 years. So this business has helped me financially. It has helped my community. It has also helped me give examples to the young men and women in my community, which I grew up and I'm amongst to this day. I'm able to go anywhere I want to go, but I came here because I wanted to give back, and I also wanted to share my vision and my purpose with my community, as well. But
This is why I love being a public servant, because I'm here to support good men like this brother right here, who's doing the right thing by he created a vision, and now that vision has produced these fruits. And I believe that your local government has to support and create opportunities for you to gain access to capital so that you can expand your business.
Absolutely, and that's what I'm looking for. I understand, I know you running for Congress, so I'm looking to see, in my understanding, I want to know what is it exactly. I'm not too familiar, and I'm learning more about politics, so my thing is, as a congressman, what more could you do for our community as far as like helping my community? And when I say helping my community, I mean helping my community, because I see and by far, let's clear this up. I'm by far not a racist, but I love to see my community, which is black. We always say black and brown, but I see my brown families in my community rising up to the top of the barrel. I want to also see my black community start to begin to rise up, and that's the purpose of me being here, to give them that image, to show them like, yo, listen, together we can grow and we can build something that can help benefit everything. So my question to you is, what is it more you could do for my community of people to help us grow?
Thank you. Great question. It is our obligation to support each other as brothers, as sisters, and as a Congress member, I'm going to make sure that the federal government, its resources, federal funding, is available and accessible to our communities. Yes, our communities have been overlooked at times.
Yes.
And as a person in public service for over 10 years in Nassau County, I want to make sure that who is last becomes first.
Absolutely.
And we have to speak up and demand and stand up and be upstanders, just like you're doing. And so we have to make sure that government is accessible. So as your Congress member, I'm going to make sure that federal resources are available. The same way that during the pandemic, we made sure that masks were available everywhere, I want to make sure that education, opportunities to teach our young people about stocks, starting a small business, creating a business plan, the SBA, Small Business Administration, even other federal agencies have many resources that our communities don't take advantage of.
Right.
And so I'm going to work with our nonprofits, our faith-based organizations to make sure that these resources are available.
Right.
I believe our young people should receive additional educational opportunities.
Absolutely.
And we could get that accomplished by making sure that these resources are delivered to our community.
Right.
As a county legislator, I have made sure that county funding was available to our communities. And I'm going to make sure that federal funding is available for our community. That's a great question.
And I was a part of that. I was able to benefit from being that, like I said, I got my business in order, my business financial affairs are in order, my paperwork's in order. I'm an official businessman. I'm not just out here, nickel and diming and doing this for the day. I'm doing this for longevity, because at the end of the day, I want to be able to leave this to my children's children. I believe in growing, what I'm saying? I watch and I study the Walmarts. I study those names because I want to know how did they begin and how they started, and I see how they started, but it takes help. In this time, in the time that we are living in now, where we are faced with all different obstacles, and I find it hard watching my people struggle to make ends meet, and they all want to be a part of this new world that's coming. So my thing is, I'm from Hempstead. I'm from born and raised in Hempstead. That's my first home. My second home is Roosevelt. My third home is Uniondale, because they all come here at this part right here, and they come to patronize me. So I owe it to them to make sure I give back to them, and that's something I would want to be able to help. So as Congressman, how can you help me help them?
Absolutely. Absolutely. There are many different opportunities the federal government can help individuals. For example, universal pre-K. We do not have that in Nassau County. As your Congress member, I'm going to get that done. Why? Because when your child is receiving additional education at an earlier age, that creates an opportunity for you now to engage more in your business, to engage more in your other activities that you need to support your family. I really believe that politics without economics is like a symbol without substance.
Right.
We have to have economic benefits related to political solutions, and we have to make sure those benefits come to our community.
Right.
And so there are many different federal opportunities, teaching people the IRS code and teaching how to file correctly, teaching people, for example, that if you have a business, you don't have to take a line of credit under your name. You take it out under the name of the business. So it's about education and creating more educational opportunities, and not just for our children, but also for our 20-year-olds, our 30-year-olds. It's never too late to go back to school. I'm a product of public education, and I'm going to make sure that I support our schools.
And I'm glad you said that, because right now, I told my wife she would have loved to be here, but she had to go. My wife is I believe 15 years daycare provider.
God bless her.
Phenomenal. And I'm not just saying that. If I didn't have, if I had a child and I wasn't with, I would send my child to a daycare because I see the educational piece that she's giving them.
God bless
her. Also, we right now we're battling, within our school district, which is Hempstead, and we're looking to improve our district as parents, building that bridge with the school community and the parenting community. And that's one of our biggest struggles is bringing a bigger education piece to our Hempstead district. So, and not only Hempstead, Roosevelt, Uniondale, Baldwin, to prepare our young men for the future, which is going to be coming. We all know jobs are going to be changing. Cashiers is no longer going to be cashiers. So we have to start preparing our men and women how to use their hands and work their hands.
Absolutely.
And we need to bring those things back into our school curriculum where we can help our kids.
Absolutely. And we have to teach our young people that, for example, yes, being an attorney like myself is great, but there are other career opportunities that are just as beneficial financially for your family.
Right.
Can I bum rush this interview? Go ahead, finish your answer.
No, I just want to say, like, for example, I only supported the Islanders UBS Stadium over there in Elmont on the condition that they created career jobs for my community. And I'm happy to say that so many young brothers from our community benefited from that. And not just cashier jobs, but career jobs.
Right.
And so it's about empowering our community and us coming together. The pandemic separated us. We didn't talk with each other. We got to come together. And as your Congress member, I'm going to make sure that our nonprofits and community organizations have funding to do more community events so that we could once again engage, respect, and love each other.
Now, Ty has been nice to you. I don't have to be. So here comes some hard questions.
Okay.
Now, during the George Floyd I call it the American Spring, the African American Spring, I had to wear a bulletproof vest as a news reporter because I didn't want a bad guy to shoot me or a police to shoot me. They are trying to pass legislation now that people can't have bulletproof vests. What do you stand on that?
Well, I do think that we should have a registry in which we control and study that information. Well, look what happened in Buffalo with that young man who was able to purchase a bulletproof vest for the wrong purposes. And so our government has to get smarter and, at least when it comes to weapons of mass destruction, have more regulations to control that. I think it's very important. So as much as I respect the Second Amendment, I believe that we can still do more regulations to create more safety because things have gotten out of control.
And another question I have for you is, I think that the whole thing about the gun rights issue, and the reason why I stopped supporting the Democratic Party years ago and helped Mangano is because Swazi was disrespectful to all of you black Democrats. And I had to step away from you all and go to Mandano to beat him up so he would get the picture. That's why he lost. He's running for Congress right now as well.
He's running for governor.
Yeah, he's running for, he left Congress and he's running for governor. How do you feel about him being governor?
Well, I'm focused on my race.
Okay.
I'm focused on my race and what I can do for my community. I am my own man, and I have brought a level of leadership and respect to our communities. And I think that it's a wonderful opportunity right now for all of our communities to support one of our own and to support a person who has always been for the community. So, I'm not here to comment on other elected officials.
But he got what he deserved. You don't want to say, he's saying he got what he deserved. Listen, now look, I'm just keeping it real with you. I'm keeping it real. Now, I'm supporting you, Carrie, because you are a credible candidate that can win, and I followed your record. So I'm supporting you because of your record, not because we buddies, because I have been abrasive to you in the past. I have said things that you didn't appreciate when you first met me. When you first met me, you appreciated all of the stuff that Public Enemy had did, because you knew about what we were doing and all of that. So, like I said, your track record is impeccable. That's why we're here, and that's why I'm here with this brother, because he's a role model in this community. And like with me, I had to make sure that I spent at least $400 or $500 over here in Roosevelt.
Absolutely.
I spent, the Dolans bought me a news van. They gave me money for that. Now it's being upgraded. I spent $10,000 in Roosevelt. Upgrading that just in the Roosevelt businesses. For when you see that newsman, that was done in Roosevelt. So I'm glad
you're
that
you our community, and I respect you. And we don't have to agree all times, but I've always respected you.
That's a fact.
This is the guy for Congress. Believe it.
Real quick, I just want you to meet a real good friend of mine, which is my brother. Eddie, come here, Eddie. Good guy here, man. He owes Serena cell phone. I just want you to meet this guy. I gotta introduce you to my brother, man. This is my brother right here, Eddie.
Nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet
Gary
you.
Solanges. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Thank
My
you.
name is Eddie.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Come
Here
here,
is
stand here, man.
my best brother Ty.
My brother here. He's
Me and him is same team over here.
Stop like
Well, you know, this is what America's
Good morning,
about,
guys.
small business
Yes.
supporting each other. I have to say, I have a small business too. I'm an attorney in private practice, and I have a law office in Elmont. And I have personally experienced how government at times can be a burden on small business, creating additional expenses that are not necessary. And as your Congress member, I'm going to make sure that there are federal subsidies and federal deductions available for small businesses, because the cost of doing business, just like the cost of living here in Long Island, Nassau County, is extraordinarily high and not sustainable. And so when you see a small business, please support them. Thank you.
Please support us, please, guys.
Serena.
And-
He owns Serena cell phones, man. One of the best cell phone guys that fix phones. He fixed phones. One of the best, honest
We
guys.
do computer, we do everything here. Me and him as a team over here.
Community knows.
Yeah, we love to meet each other every day over
He
here.
embraced me to come over here. He asked me to come
Just
be right
support
next to
us.
him.
Wow.
You know, and so I appreciate that, and that's what this is real brotherhood, and I want people to know. That's why I say what I say. You know, we all
We have to
we
support
all
each
come
other.
from
We
different
have to.
backgrounds, but together we stronger.
Yeah.
You know, and I
As
appreciate
a
this man
team,
here.
nobody's going to block us.
Mm-hmm.
So even here, we're friendly with everybody.
That's great.
We're supposed to be friend before get business, because friend after that is business.
That's great. My
Friends will support us.
father taught me that the mark of a good man or woman is how many people that depend upon them.
Yeah.
Yes.
And as you can see, not just as the fathers, but as leaders in our community, they support other people and they give back to our community. I could tell you, a lot of politicians will tell you a lot of things, but I could tell you that as a public servant, I'm going to do everything I can to give back to our community.
Now, you know we're gonna hold that to you.
You can hold that to
We're
me.
gonna hold that to you.
That's
man. We're gonna hold
been
that
my
to you.
character in my community in Elmont, Valley Stream, Inwood for 10 years, and I always deliver for my community, and I can't wait to just serve this community as well.
Thank you, I appreciate that. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
So,
Again, I just want to say it is an honor to be here today
Thank
in
you.
Roosevelt, Uniondale, and I'm asking for your support on August 23rd. Vote for Carrie Solanges for Congress. Democrat. It is a Democratic primary. It's a very important election. Please, there's early voting, or you can vote by absentee. Please reach out to our campaign. I truly need your support. But again, this is about us supporting each other. All right? And so when you vote for Carrie Solanges, you're voting for your community. And so I'm going to ask you to please reach out to my campaign, 516-218-3270, or go to our website, Solanges for Congress, SOLAGES for Congress.com, 516 again, 218-3270. God bless you, gentlemen. God bless America. God bless your children. We're going to do this together. We are America, and we will prevail. Thank you.
Question?
Accountability, yes, sir.
Andreas 13 from the African American News TV
Welcome,
show.
welcome. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, they touched on the instances of the police are now circulating and utilizing the rap lyrics. That was one of my questions. My other question, what I have for all of the panels, because my specialty is racial discrimination.
Okay.
You know, and as you know, Public Enemy founded our TV show 29 years ago. This is my question to all of the panels. Anyone can answer it, as well as you as an educator. You can't say WAP, Guinea, Spick, Gook, or Kike, but you could call yourself a nigger all day on the mic.
Who's responsible for that?
Okay, hold that. We're going to get to it. Before we do that, ladies and gentlemen, and Ms. Belinda, we're not accepting the fact that you might want to answer that question. We've had 3 individuals join us, and thank you for coming. I'm just going to ask them to briefly introduce themselves and give us a fun fact, starting with the gentleman on the end.
How you doing? My name is Michael Green. I'm sorry for being late.
No excuses.
No excuses. I had to set a good example. Basically, I've been in the entertainment business for about 25 years. I started out as a party promoter in the Hamptons. I grew up in the Hamptons. I was the first promoter to bring hip hop, Funk Master Flex, Lil Kim, when Biggie died. Lil Kim's first performance after he passed away was in Southampton. That was through my company. I produced some of the biggest concerts at Nassau Coliseum for about 10 years. I produced Eminem's first concert, 50 Cent. And the list goes on. Jay-Z, I've done a ton of artists, and I grew from a party promoter and a concert promoter to a booking agent from being in the entertainment business for over 25 years. So I book talent across the country, and I'm in Europe right now. I just grew into Europe. I have Young Blues' first international tour going out in October. I'll be in Europe for my first big tour. So I'm growing, and that's pretty much it. I'm an individual that I have a lot of drive, and I won't stop till I get to the top. And I definitely want to give that, as my inspiration to all of you, So I'm gonna pass the mic.
How everybody doing? My name is Rich Valentino. Thank you everybody for having me. Thank you everybody taking the time to be here today. First and foremost, I'm a father. I'm a homeowner. I'm a college graduate. I came out here to Long Island when I was about 16 years old to attend Stony Brook University. And while attending Stony Brook University, I started throwing the biggest college parties over there. It ended up blowing up. Now the executive producer of Jones Beach Latin Night concerts. I'm also a voiceover actor. I've done several voices for Grand Theft Auto and a couple other video games. Currently I have a recording deal with Jim Jones, Vamp Life Empire Records. And thank you everybody for having me. That's who I am.
You a liar. God Emmanuel.
I'll sing it for you later. I'm gonna sing it later. Yeah, please.
How you doing? My name is Keita Face. I'm from Long Island, New York. I'm a recording artist, female rap artist. 3-time Long Island best female artist. Business owner, got my own watch line, 2 studios. I'm building one right not too far from here in West Babylon, and with my partner, and also over 1 million streams on Spotify. I got music videos, BT, music on
Talk about it, Keita.
yeah, radio. I got singles that play on Hot 97 or some regular rotation, BT, First Face, Hot 97, 105. Yeah, just doing this Long Island just gonna put on. As a female artist. Yeah, and a businesswoman at the same time. Just had a performance last night with Mr. Cheeks. Yeah. That's me.
Clap it up, make them feel welcome, ladies. So thank you all for joining us. As you walked in, we were discussing rap, drill, trap, and how it affects the cultural implications, the social implications, and the breakdowns in people of color communities, like ours. And so you've heard people weigh in. We do not want to negate the idea that Ms. Belinda was here. So Ms. Belinda, did you want to weigh in before we answer the gentleman's question? Please.
So when rap first started, everybody was just, getting on rappers about their music. And I'm just so tired of people blaming rap for everything. I think with the thing, because you you hear the rock music is like, kill him, 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 kill him. You know, so what? I don't never hear anything about that, but as soon as somebody says something about shooting somebody on a rap record, oh my God. But the thing is too, they're making music. I mean, they're making money, a lot of money, and they're coming into our establishments, our communities. We have to put a stop to this. So yeah, they're gonna take our music, this rap music, and just turn it so that it's a bad thing. And it's a good thing because you didn't want to give these youth jobs. You took away their community centers, so they don't have no place to go, nothing to do, and there are the gang members, ooh, we got something to do, come over here. And so here they are. And so now that some of them said, wow, I can get out, just like the gentleman said, out of the community through music, and now they're talking about their experience, you want to vilify that. But if you didn't take away their community centers and stuff for them to do, then they would be rapping about that instead. So stop telling us, you know, oh, the music is gone. It has, though. You know, it's a lot of cursing, there's a lot of stuff that I'm like, oh, you know, but it is what it is. So I don't know what you're going to do at this point because they're too far gone now. They got their money, I can go anywhere I want, do whatever I want to do, and this is how it's going to be. So, what do we do? So, I don't have the answer to that.
But collectively, we can figure out a game plan for it, right?
Absolutely.
So now, let's break it down. Let's dissect this gentleman's question. Who wants to start? Because I'm the leader in the room, I'll go last.
You want me to repeat the question?
Yeah, a little one.
All right. We understand that hip-hop, for the us who've been in the business for a while, we know where hip-hop came from and where it's at now. And we talked about the violence and the gangs, and it left the gang culture, and now it went back to the gang culture. But one of the things that is real noticeable, and it's kind of like the gorilla in the room, but nobody wants to mention it, about the people who are signing them, giving them these record deals, and giving them all of this money. We got to start talking about that, because my question was, you can't say, and I want you to tell me why. Mm-hmm. Because if these rappers are blowing each other's away, they're shooting each other, mm-hmm. but they're afraid they can't say WAP, Guinea, Gook, Spick, or Kike in their records, but they call themselves a nigga all day.
Got it? All right, Mr. B, you want to start?
Yeah, I'll start.
Here you go.
That's a great question, and I'll go on the inside of the record business. Right now, the record business is being run by, as the youngins call, OGs. The OGs come from my era, which are L.A. Reid, which is, on the lawyer side, a good friend of mine is Bob Celestion, Leo Cohen, you know who I'm talking about. It's a lot of the OGs entrenched in the business, because once hip hop started tailing off, like you said, you know, the magazines started tailing, you had to find something else. A lot of the inside started getting, you know what? We got to start building again. Let's build with the young. Now, when we are part of response of some of it was a continuation. You got Tupac, love Tupac, but he was free to say that word. Now I come from the Nation of Islam. We don't call each other the N-word, period. That's my own discipline. But at the same time, if you get one, LL Cool J said, I never heard of mom, yet that was one curse word. And everybody went, oh my God, but that was Russell giving him that leeway to say that one curse word. Continuing on to Biggie. When you listen to his album is entrenched with
everything we talking about. I call him the king of it. And Anton know what I'm talking about. And that sparked, it's called tag teaming. Once you let one go, you gotta let the next one go, and the next one go, and the next one go. Sooner or later, you won't have a problem. Because now you're telling these kids it's okay to say it. Now you giving the parents, I hear in the streets, I know everybody in this room, yo money, yo money, yo money, yo, that's culture to them. They say, yo money, yo money. I'm like,
The word is just too free right now.
yeah, it's too free.
It's just out there.
But it's a money maker too. Because a great, I'm gonna end it with this. Somebody told me that's high in the business right now, back in the 90s, Bilal, ignorance sells.
Ignorance is bliss.
Ignorance sells, Bilal. Sooner or later, your style's gonna die out. And I didn't understand what he was saying then because I was young. But here we are.
So to answer your question, the record labels.
I feel like the record companies definitely, they don't necessarily tell their artists what to write or what to talk about, but they condone it, you know? This is how they make their money. Controversy, death, all of that, they capitalize off of it, you know? If you see, you watch the news, you see these artists dying, and people hear about it, the media pushes it, it just sells records. It's a trickle effect, you know? Dominoes, people just love it. They gravitate to the drama, you know? And drama sells in the music industry, straight up, that's it.
So to touch on your question, I believe the question was, why is it acceptable for, you know, certain words are acceptable, some words are not. I would have to say, if you look at it in the bigger picture, that the responsibility lands on us. It 100% lands on us. If we make it acceptable to use the word and everybody uses it, like, if everybody made a big deal about saying, hey, you can't use that word no more, people will stop. But ultimately, the people who cut these checks are the words that you said. You know what I mean? The higher ups. And those higher ups are not, they refuse to be disrespected, but yet, every day, in an everyday stance, we say those words all the time. So ultimately, it has to come to us to put a stop to it, but it'll never happen. It'll never happen. It'll never happen. You know, it's such a common word that we accept it. So the fact that we accept it makes it acceptable.
When you did the ladies like to put in, that's the
Just like King of Long Island said, Valentino. Yeah, it's right. I feel like that. It's part of the culture. So hip hop is like the biggest right now. It's like the biggest genre, right, of music right now. So it's like if they say the N word, everybody gonna say like this is what we've just been doing. Like when is it gonna stop? Because this is a part of the culture. We got the biggest culture right now. So I feel like it's not gonna stop, and we gonna keep on doing it. Like it's just what we said. We've been doing it. What is it? Like, I can't explain it.
It's what people relate to.
Yeah, it's what we relate to. That's why they say like as far as like how we grew up, it's like they say they blame it on rap music, but it's like how we was raised. We was raised different from any other culture, rock and all of that. So they just talk about what we know. So that's why they say blame it on the culture and all that. This is how we was raised. We was raised different than everybody else.
As long as it's not okay for them to say it.
Yeah, but if you rap, like any rapper, Spanish, like whatever, they say the N word. Like what rapper you know that don't say the N word? Any race, you rap, they say the N word. They just, if you white, they just be like, no, they try to stay away from it, but everybody say it. If you rap, you gonna say the N word.
Let's talk about something positive.
Yeah, please.
Okay.
I just want to weigh in when it's
Yeah, to me it seems like it's like being part of a secret society, a circle. You're in the in crowd. If you don't, that's why you have to use that word, because you're in that circle. It's about the Benjamins. That's all it's about, and that's why we use it. The more I use it, the more money I'm going to make. And the reason why I can't use those other words that you mentioned is because the Benjamins that I'm making comes from those people.
Wow.
That's on down.
I got it.
Totally unfortunate, but just to drive home all of the perspectives that were succinctly stated by the cabinet on the panel today, exploitation has been our cultural imperative since we entered the United States. And it was always acceptable to degrade and disrespect us, to the point that it broke down the nuclear family, particularly women and daughters, took our men, jailed and exploited them, beat them, burned them. How do you love yourself after that, right? There has to be a renewed sense of belonging, a renewed sense of identity. Langston Hughes started a coalition called the Talented Tenth. And in that Talented Tenth, he said, you, sir, madam, are the cream of the crop. And you, architect, lawyer, doctor, poet, or singer, own the earth. You own it. But unless you believe it, it'll be easy to call yourself a nigger. It'll be easy to shoot your brother or your father. The discrimination was bred for generations upon generations. So these cultural, social implications don't die. You have to bury them and cause a rebirth. They don't die. They regenerate unless you start a rebirth. So here's the rebirth. Right here. Right here. Right there. This gentleman, I don't know your name, but you've been referred to several times today, so I'm gonna ask you to stand up. Can you tell us who you are and what your vision is?
Absolutely. My name is Jawan Swain. I'm an artist as well. Go by Swain the CEO. From Long Island, from Coram, New York. I'm out east. Well, my vision is to motivate, inspire, cultivate, and really influence a generation, a young generation, younger than me and even, similar to my age group, 21 years old. Make positive music, and everything I do just to be a reflection of positivity. To the culture, music culture, to the young people, to everyone all over the world, even in my neighborhood, just to be that light, of this world, and in my community. So that's really what my vision is. Being a leader, of course, being a mentor, just really guiding other people on the trajectory of greatness and success. So as long as I'm here, that's just my prayer, allowing God to use me as a vessel to bless other people and to really take them to greatness and where they want to be.
We're going to take comments, but before we do that, let's talk about LLC, sole proprietorship, structure. How do we structure business? How do we survive? How do we regenerate? How are we sustainable? We'll do audience questions just after we finish this. We want to move this into the business. We talk culture, we've talked inspiration, we've talked vision, we've talked purpose. Now, let's talk about regeneration. Who wants to start? How is your business structured? How did you decide on your structure? Is it a proprietorship? Is it an LLC?
An LLC.
Who got an LLC?
I do.
All right, how many LLCs are in the room? Okay, talk about it. How many S Corps are in the room? All right, well, let's talk about it.
Nonprofit.
I'm a nonprofit too. We got nonprofits, S Corps, LLCs. What's over there in the corner? Nonprofit. All right, all right.
Nonprofit and LLC.
Oh, well, why don't you tell us?
Double dipper.
How did you decide on your business structure, sir? Tell us about it.
Okay, my name is Antal LeJean. I'm from Wyandanch, Vice President of Blaze Worldwide Entertainment. I came in the game with Rakim. I know Will Ford, Blau, and all that. I've been there from the beginning. I missed the first 3 years of hip hop. I've been in hip hop ever since. I'm in Detroit, I'm in Chicago. And there's a couple of things before we get out of that to say, since you gave me the mic.
Yes,
I'm in Chicago, and I'm definitely, I hear what they're doing and the drill and all that. What they're talking about what they see every day. Those people, they've been battling against each other for years for nothing. It's basically over nothing. All right, but it's there from their grandfathers to their fathers to now it's generational. It's like the third generation of this. So when I was up there several times, I had to sit the guys down, some of the artists. They're big artists, Shoebox Baby, Chubbs, Old Block, King Von, all those guys. And they said, this is what we know. No one was taught to go to the left. They grew up and they went to the right. They did what their fathers did. They did what their grandfathers did. You know, so they're talking about their pain, which really, they created it. And the real crazy thing about it is like, Old Block's on 64th Street, but the opposition's on 62nd Street. So if you get caught going to the gas station, you can get killed.
Systemic designs.
Unbelievable. That's just unbelievable. You're caught going to the gas station that's in the middle of that neighborhood, you can end up dead. Just because you're not from that side. It's just crazy. In Detroit, it's not as bad as in Detroit. I'm there with Trick. I'm there with Freddie Fox. I'm there with Tretch. Ed Gray started filming a new movie. We're doing a movie out of that. Thank you so much. But they have their issues too. You know, Seattle, the same place. You know, there's a lot of places that have issues and they go back and forth only because it's generational issues. All right, so I just want to clear it up. All right. And Belinda, I got a fun fact for you because you mentioned Ice Cube. When Ice Cube left the West Coast, he came to the East Coast. He lived at the Parker Meridian by the Grand Central Station. Long Island kind of embraced him because of Alvin Tony. I will always speak, that was one of my partners in Upfront Management. We managed Craig Mack. So through EPMD, Ice Cube started coming out to Long Island. All right, I spent time in Central Islip. He spent time here in Wyandanch. And that barbershop that's 2 doors down from this building, that's where Ice Cube left his Jerry curl. True story. True story. So let me get to the LLC. All right, so like I said, we developed a Blaze Worldwide Entertainment where we manage artists, we do promos, we go in and do stuff for different companies. We've actually had an accountant that set up our business for us. All right, the LLC, which along with, because you want to do it the right way.
Yes.
So it can come back to haunt you. If you go to somebody that's fly by night and say, oh, I can do this, wrong. Go to someone that knows what they're doing and has done it several times, or that's their business. Because you can end up, you know, in a tax situation, you can end up losing your business. You can end up not knowing if your business is even owned by you. It has happened. All right, so go to somebody that's reputable.
All right.
So we went to a reputable accountant 7 years ago and created this business, and we've been going ever since. Along with that, the same person set up our not-for-profit, which is Rise Up. We do several things in this community. Have been doing things over the years, giving out like 200 turkeys. I think a year before COVID, we gave up like 200 turkeys and hams right here out of this space when they first opened it. We've done it downtown and at the resource center before when it started tracks. We gave away like turkeys and hams and whatever else comes through. A lot of people come to us and want to know if we have an avenue to give away stuff that they might want to get rid of. So we take it and give it to the people that's going to give it back. And most of the time it's NY.
All right, so this gentleman said you have to have someone reputable to help you start up your LLC or your nonprofit. And in his case, they definitely relied on the expertise of an accountant. Can anyone add to that or tell us something that might be a little different from how he set up his LLC? How did you decide?
By a show of hands, so I want to kind of change the temperature a little bit of the room. By a show of hands, who has an LLC? Who owns a business here? By a show of hands. Raise your hand if you own a business. Raise your hand if you want to own a business. You want to own a business, okay. So the majority of us here already own businesses. When we were younger, it was very difficult to start an LLC or a business. You had to go to an accountant, you had to go somewhere, right? It was very difficult. Nowadays, you just write online. Anybody who doesn't have one, you go to LegalZoom, you can start your business in 5 minutes, right? So we all know how to do that. I did. You did one like that too? So my question, so what I like to say here to change a little bit of temperature of the room is, if everybody basically already has a business and everybody here on the panel has done that, I'd like to ask everybody, how can us here on the panel or everybody in the room help you get to the next level? You know what I mean? Like, how is it that we can help any one of you? If there's something or a goal that you have, how can we help you on the panel or each other? Let's chime in on something to get us to the next level. You know what I'm saying?
So let me go to the one. You would like to...
Just to piggyback off Richie, like, that's basically the idea of today. You know what I mean? I wanted to bring like the best of the best that I could find on Long Island that I know share the same mindset that I have. You know what I mean? Because we want to give off the information. We want to make sure that the next generation knows that there are people that walked in the same walks of life but got out of that, you know what I mean, and took control of their own destinies. Because that's what it's about right now with the culture, is taking the control back. Like a lot of the panelists said, you know, it's a lot of other people that dictate how we make our money or what type of records, like Mike Green said, that do get put out, the content that represents their label that they force you to put out. Because these singles are forced out. You know what I mean? These are discussions that are happening in boardrooms to where they come up with the next single that they want you to push out. And these are arguments that artists like Keita or artists like Richie will have with A&Rs about the direction of their brands and where they want to take their music. You know what I mean? So again, this day is about sharing information, not being afraid to any question. No question is a dumb question right now. So we just want to share the information and make sure this room and everybody goes away with some type of information and structure going forward.
All right, so we're coming to you. Who wants to own a business but doesn't have one yet? Want to stand up and have a question?
The wine bench queen of the land.
Yes, she is. Hey.
I'm a nail artist, and I'm a little out of, I'm not in the music business other than singing for the Lord. But I'm more here because I'm looking for information on whether I should go LLC or sole proprietor, because currently I'm an independent contractor renting a booth inside of the only 24-hour salon in Long Island. And I just wanted to get information about what direction I should go, because I'm looking to take over the world.
And fashion is a huge part of music, entertainment, and every artistry. Who wants to help her with that?
In any business that you have, right? I'm a homeowner, I have multiple businesses, I make millions of dollars on Long Island.
Myself, I don't know what I'm doing. And even with a finance degree, I didn't know LLC or S Corp or anything. So you tap into people who know what they're doing on their strengths. You know, you're more with the fashion stuff. You may not be more with the music stuff. So we wouldn't tap into you for that. So I think that, perfect. You know when you're supposed to grow, you can feel it. And you said one thing, what's your 5-year plan? What's your 5-year plan? So my little 2 cents, not again my panelists, but is I think we can hit the nail on the head. So many of you guys in so many ways that have a plan and start to vision it and then work toward it and tap into people who know what they're doing.
Absolutely. All right, tap into people who know what they're doing. Right here, sir. Ready?
Oh, how you doing? I'm good. Hello, my name is Gigi Trust. I'm a blind DJ. I look like a thing called Wall Street Road. I saw you have investors stock market. On my Twitter page, Facebook page, I talk about credit. How to get your first home with no money down. How to get a credit card. What your bank cards get. All sorts of links on there. Just about pages to look at them. I have business cards. There's open my green, I live in front of me. I can be there first party. I see Jared out there. Yes. I don't know if you remember either. Jared, you already see my camera. World Hip Hop.
Wow.
Thank you much.
You're welcome, and we'll take your business card to share. You're very welcome. So this gentleman back here owns multiple businesses. He's talking about his platform on Facebook. He was Jaron was his cameraman, and Mike Green was what for you?
I helped him for the flights back in Atrium.
He helped you with one of your parties at the Atrium in '97. Clap it up for him for longevity.
I had a few comments, but it's kind of past the time. My name's Darren James. I'm the husband of Belinda. And I'm a motivational speaker. And first and foremost, I want to apologize to all of you. I'm from Brooklyn, Bedford-Stuyvesant, Biggie territory, somewhat. And I go back a little later than even you. You know, I graduated from high school in 1970. So,
You're the double.
I want to say forgive my ignorance because, like I said, I'm from Bedford-Stuyvesant. My wife is from Harlem. We currently live and own a home in Rockland County. And the first thing that I thought coming out here this morning was, how come I'm going out to Long Island for? Long Island? Hip hop, whatever. I just, so forgive my ignorance because I forgot of all the history and everything that came out of Long Island that all of you guys reminded me of. All of you reminded me of with everything that you've said and what has continued to come out of Long Island with you folks. So I just wanted to say that, first of all. And what I wanted to make a comment on was when you were talking about the N-word, nigga. If you really want to go back, it happened really before hip hop. I grew up like you, same era, right? When I can remember, I mean, the late great and the big was Richard Pryor. So if you remember Richard Pryor and the Bill Cosby controversy, and it going up into Eddie Murphy, Bill Cosby was always on Richard Pryor because Richard Pryor was the first one. When I was 10, 11 years old, he had his first album. That nigga's crazy. And he was the first one that I heard use nigga, 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 nigga. Right? And so it all degenerated, so to speak, from that. Now, we want to say it degenerated from that, but it escalated from that. Where Bill Cosby culturally was saying what you're doing to our people, but Richard Pryor was saying the bottom line was, this is who and what and how we are, so we're going to make money from this. So that's the juxtaposition, right? Do we concern ourselves culturally, which is what Bill Cosby was talking about, or do we try to make money from what we do or what we have to say? So that to me was the genesis of everything. It started with that comedy, Richard Pryor, putting that out there when I was 10, 11, 12 years old, because even then, even before him, there was no, what's his name, from Sanford and Son, Red Fox. No. See, they didn't do that. They didn't do that. They didn't use that. Richard Pryor did. He became a giant. He's an icon, right? But that was the genesis of it all. And somehow it got into the culture, and there's no bigger medium. There's no bigger medium, because even the rap artists, right? There's no bigger medium than movies and TV. So once it got into there, it seeped its way into our communities, into our music. And that, to me, was the genesis of it all started from.
You're right. Right. Thank you for that. Thank you for that.
Unfortunately, because of my job, I couldn't be here at 12 o'clock to enjoy it. I love the things that was said by this brother over here. We kind of need to sort of come together. My point is that a lot of the times we
we want to come together, but there's moments where sometimes we don't. So when we have events like this, it's a great thing, right? Again, I may be here just to shout out that I'm from Rosslyn Savings Bank. And we are a bank, and then we're about the marketing. But I'm really here just to sit here and just listen and just enjoy, you know, your speech, your thing about Richard Pryor. That was very deep. And we might have to get to a point where we sort of turn the paradigm a little bit, where we go back to some of the things that happened in the 70s, because now what's going on currently, I think, is at times a detriment. At times a detriment, because we're not as together as we need to be. And to see situations like this is just beautiful. And keep on shouting, brother. Keep doing what you need to do. That's a great thing. Okay? That's all I want to say.
Thank you. From a banking perspective,
yes,
because this is a business seminar around opening businesses, LLCs, S corps, and things like that, how instrumental is your role at the bank in helping some of these people achieve that?
Okay. My answer is that we can be very instrumental, absolutely, without question. Okay. What we can do, we will do. Okay. Of course.
You niggas can't fuck with me, admit it. You could be the past, prehistoric and exhibits. Sorry to offend you, but don't fuck with hypocrite shit. Candy Sandy killing all these bitches on your hit list. I don't deal with trash, I don't work for sanitation. I spit fire so I cause evacuations. Did you really think that you could make me run full? Welcome to my class, got a lot to learn school. I am what it is, what it is, what it do. I am on top of this shit. Did you really think that you could make me run full? Welcome to my class, got a lot to learn school. I am what it is, what it is, what it do. I am on top of this shit. I put it all in God's hands, all of my plans. I'm the unexpected hit, Pearl Harbor, Japan. And I'm built for the jungle like my name is Tarzan. I'm the triumph of Republic, statue of Marianne. Rep the land of the pure, I don't mean Pakistan. Overran info scans, aiming shots at your clan. Damn, didn't know taking over is priority. I am not your average bitch, I am not minority. Truth is you're obsolete, aka antiquate. It's gonna take more than a few blows, so concentrate. Your flow cheesy, swag mozzarella. If you ain't hitting notes, then it's fuck your acapella. Be aiming for the stars like I'm working for Umbrella. I'm leaving bitches dry like the desert in Sahara. Ain't part of terror squad, but I'll terror your squad. And honestly, I see slugs, fam, heteropod. Did you really think that you could make me run full? Welcome to my class, got a lot to learn school. I am what it is, what it is, what it do. I am on top of this shit. Did you really think that you could make me run full? Welcome to my class, got a lot to learn school. I am what it is, what it is, what it do. I am on top of this shit. Did you really think that you could make me run full? Welcome to my class, got a lot to learn school. I am what it is, what it is, what it do. I am on top of this shit. Did you really think that you could make me run full? Welcome to my class, got a lot to learn school. I am what it is, what it is, what it do. I am on top of this shit.